Hey folks, welcome back here to the Biggest Don channel. We just left Mandalay Bay where we scanned our Nevada driver's license in order to get $3, I'm sorry, not $3, 3 hours of parking for free as a Nevada resident. So that's a thing at some of these strip casinos, but really when you think about it, 3 hours. If you try and eat at one of these places and get out of there in 3 hours, you're talking about some really fast chomping, in my opinion. Go over multiple speed bumps here. Left turn only. Down here to Frank Sinatra Drive. Goodness, 2 speed bumps in succession like that. That is really unnerving. So left turn only, we'll go over this way towards Frank Sinatra Drive, which we've done a lot of videos of. And then right here on the left is the home of the Las Vegas Raiders football team. There's an ambulance here behind me, but it looks like he's parking, so that's going to be a non-issue. There is Las Vegas Raiders Stadium, Allegiant Stadium, right there off to the right. Here outside Mandalay Bay Garage. And it's just on the other side of the interstate there, Interstate 15, off of Russell Road. But that's it. So it was $20 before I scanned my license in there to park per day. $20 per day. Any day part. So if you're in there for 20 minutes, doesn't matter. You're paying 20 bucks. There's Michelob Ultra Arena. That is where the Las Vegas Aces WNBA team plays its home games. Heading southbound here on Frank Sinatra Drive. Yeah, it's usually backed up over here on the 15, but this being a weeknight, it's not going to be too bad. Reduced speed ahead because we have to curve around. And this is where we curve. Very important to pay attention on these back roads because look at this guy. He just completely came over into my lane. That's why it's very important to be careful. Had he done that in this lane, he'd be over there in those rocks. That's pretty wild. This guy is all over the place. Have another one, buddy. Wow. Apologies for the glare from the street lights. I have these pock marks in my windshield that I can't seem to get rid of unless I replace the windshield, and that's going to be a costly endeavor, so unfortunately I don't have that right now, so we'll do the best we can. Northbound here on the Vegas Strip, it says no trucks. Is that adhered to? Probably not. Pinball Hall of Fame over here off to our right, and Jet Suite X, the private charter company. There's Pinball Hall of Fame, and Jet Suite X and NetJets are both back there. I've not been into the Pinball Hall of Fame yet. That is on my list of things to do for sure. I will make that happen. And if you saw some of our earlier videos, you've heard us reference Janet Airlines. Their terminal is immediately over here off to our right. They have about 4 Boeing 737s parked out there right now. As we come up here to Mandalay Bay, the beginning of the Las Vegas Strip, the south end of the Strip, at Four Seasons Drive. Panda Express liquor outlet over there. Sayulitas, Mexican and Philippine cuisine. Rolls off the tongue pretty nicely, huh? Speaking of Janet Airlines, if you're unfamiliar with Janet Airlines, feel free to do a quick Google search and prepare to be wowed and amazed at what you might find. But that's all I'm going to say about it, because I don't want guys in black suits showing up at my door. We got these bikes here. There have been bikes all up and down the strip this evening. Temperature outside right now reads about 81 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's a good night for being out on a bike. It's never a good night, however, to be out here on a bike, because they just drive nuts here in this town. There's the Luxor in all of its pyramidal glory over there, and there is Mandalay Bay back behind us to the left. And we're coming up on the site of the former Luxor. I'm sorry, not Luxor, Tropicana. Luxor's to our left. Luxor right there on the right, where they're going to build the 30,000 seat Major League Baseball stadium for the soon to become Las Vegas Athletics. They still have the Tropicana sign up there. But 30,000 seats and only 10,000 parking spaces, so you do the math. And some of those spaces are for actual stadium employees. So not every fan is going to be able to access a parking spot. These guys are going to split the lane here, that's fine. They always make me nervous anyway. Even though I ride, don't let me say anything about anyone that I don't do myself. There's the lion on the other side of that big billboard truck out in front of MGM. It used to be the lion's mouth, but unfortunately that is a bad luck thing in certain cultures in Asia, so they decided to eliminate that and just put a big lion there on top of it, on top of the entrance to Mandalay Bay. I'm sorry, to MGM. Although Mandalay Bay is also owned by MGM, or they have a hand in it. The way they've been doing it lately, buying and selling casinos, and then they turn around and lease them from the actual owner that they just sold to. So that's kind of a thing. Unfortunately, it's hard to keep track of all the ownership here, but pretty much the south end of the strip is the MGM, center part of the strip, MGM and Caesars. There's the Statue of Liberty there, 1/2 scale, not including the base in front of New York, New York. And then the north end of the strip is kind of carved up between Sands, Fontainebleau, and Phil Ruffin, who owns Treasure Island, and he's trying to sell Circus Circus. You see the Hard Rock Cafe over here on our right. Oh, taxi, thank you so much. Wow. You really have to have your head on a swivel down here. They do not care. And then they'll tell you it's your fault. And if you're not injured, too bad. It'll be your word against theirs, and then your insurance has to pay for your damage because the police won't come out and write a report. So there's that. This huge LED screen. There's so many LED screens down here now. It's like Times Square. It's Times Square on steroids. Really wild. This billboard truck that blocked the lion before probably wants to get over. So we approach Paris here on the right, with its 1/2 scale Eiffel Tower, and the Bellagio fountains over here on our left, which are not putting on a show just yet. That happens at the top and bottom of the hour. But there is the Bellagio, Las Vegas. Making money. They've got some lanes narrowed down here, up here, it looks like. Old Red up there. Blake Shelton's place. Spoke to some guys from the UK today who said they came down here. This is their first full day here in Vegas. There's the Bellagio. And they said that they tried to go to Beer Park and sat there for a pretty good amount of time, and no one ever came over to them. So they got up and left. And I do not blame them. I would have done the same thing. I would have absolutely done the same thing. Service down here is hit or miss on the Strip. Some places it's really, really good. That's what I love about AJ down at, and that's not on the Strip, that's on Fremont Street down there. So we pass Caesar Palace over here off to the left. AJ, the bartender there at Whiskey Liquor at Binion's down on Fremont Street. Really, really cool guy. And he's on his game, very attentive. And that's all you can expect and ask for from your bartender. But that doesn't happen at every place, unfortunately. And, you know, it becomes a huge, huge problem. Especially when you want to pay $20 a drink. Can I please pay $20 for a beer? It's pretty wild. You can see Harrah's right here on our right, and the Forum Shops belonging to Caesar's Palace on our left. Pizza Cake by Buddy B over here on our right by Harrah's as well. There is the Mirage, where they are going to build that Guitar Hotel, Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, similar to the one in Hollywood, Florida, about 20 miles north of Miami, down there. White Castle over there on the right, that's one of the 3 locations here in Las Vegas for White Castle. The other one on the Strip. Well, this is the Strip, and then Fremont Street, and there's one over off of Paradise as well, which is good for the locals. There's Treasure Island, which is one of the only few remaining places down here on the Strip with free parking. Sahara being the other for the moment. And goodness knows the way they've made these announcements, how long that'll last. I want to thank you all so very, very much for joining us. We really appreciate each and every single one of you. Please do like, follow, share, and subscribe to us. It really helps recommend us to other viewers, and it absolutely helps recommend us to the almighty algorithm. The almighty algorithm is what really carries the weight of your voice to other folks. Big Al, as I like to call him. Always check out our shop section on YouTube. We have a new provider, new merchant provider. So Resorts World over there on the left, they are much more efficient at fulfilling requests. And as always, remember, here on the Vegas Don channel, it is the journey, where what happens in Vegas stays here on the Vegas Don channel on YouTube. We'll see you next time, folks.